Let's be honest, going to the doctors is not a great experience. And if English isn't your first language, then it can be a nightmare. I was chatting with one of my students the other day who now lives in the UK, and she asked if I could make a video about it. And because I love her and all of you lovely viewers, I've not just made one video, I've made 3. This is how it works. First, you're going to listen to a conversation between a doctor and a patient with a nasty cough. Second, I'll take you through all the important vocabulary, step by step. And finally, you'll get the chance to practice your speaking by taking part in the conversation yourself. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Hello, come on in, have a seat. What's brought you in to see me today?
Hi, Doctor. It's this cough. I had a rotten cold about a month ago, and I just can't seem to shift it. It's not terrible, but frankly, it's a right pain in the arse.
I see. A lingering cough after a cold is very common. When you cough, are you bringing up anything? Any phlegm?
No, nothing like that. It's more of a dry, tickly cough that I get day and night. It's particularly annoying when I'm trying to get my head down.
And how do you feel in yourself otherwise? Any fever, chest pain, or feeling breathless at all?
No, not at all. To be honest, apart from the cough, I feel as right as rain. That's what's so strange about it.
Well, that's reassuring. It sounds very much like a pretty run-of-the-mill cough. The upshot is that your airways are just a bit oversensitive after that initial infection.
So it's nothing to worry about then, touch wood.
I don't believe so. There's no magic bullet for this, I'm afraid. It's mostly a case of giving it time. But there are a few things that you can try to soothe it.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Staying well hydrated always helps, and a simple honey and lemon drink can often work wonders. You could also try a simple cough medicine from the chemist, which is just a basic soothing syrup. It's worth giving a whirl.
Right, honey and lemon and a trip to the chemist. Sounds like a plan.
Good. I expect it will settle down on its own over the next week or 2. If it's still bothering you in, say, 3 weeks' time, or if you start to feel unwell in any other way, then feel free to nip in and see me again.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Doctor. You've put my mind at rest.
Not a problem. That's what I'm here for.
Steve is definitely one of the top English language coaches in the world. However, he is also definitely not a doctor. If you have any issues, you should seek professional medical advice.
Now let's take just a few minutes to go through some of the words and phrases that you've just heard that you might not have come across before. There's a free interactive flip book for today's lesson, which includes all the vocabulary, the full conversation script, and a quiz to test your understanding. If you're already a subscriber, you'll find it in your inbox, but if you're new here, just click the link in the description to get your free copy. Now, at the start of the conversation, you heard Kerry say she can't seem to shift it.
And I just can't seem to shift it.
This is a brilliant common phrase. When you can't shift an illness, like a cough or a cold, it simply means you can't get rid of it. You can use it for other things too, like a stain on your clothes, for example. I've washed this shirt twice, but can't shift this coffee stain. Next, you heard Kerry use a very informal phrase.
But frankly, it's a right pain in the arse.
A right pain in the arse. Now, this is used all the time in Britain for something that's extremely annoying. Be aware it's very informal and contains a mild swear word. You'd use it with friends, but you probably wouldn't use it in a formal business meeting. Kerry then mentioned she was trying to get her head down. And this just means to go to sleep, to go to bed. I might say to you, I've got an early start tomorrow, so I need to get my head down, meaning I need to go to bed. And Kerry said that apart from the cough,
I feel as right as rain.
this is a classic British way of saying that you feel perfectly well or healthy. You feel as right as rain. We often use it to reassure someone after we have been ill. For example, I could tell you I had a bad cold last week, but I'm as right as rain now. And to reassure her, the doctor described her illness as run-of-the-mill. It was a run-of-the-mill cough. If something is run-of-the-mill, it means ordinary, average, not special in any way. For example,
It wasn't a bad film. He was just a bit run-of-the-mill.
next you heard this phrase. The upshot is that your airways are just a bit oversensitive. The upshot is the final result or outcome of a series of events. It's a great way to introduce a summary or a conclusion. For example,
The traffic was terrible. The upshot was we were 2 hours late.
in other words, the result of what had happened, the upshot. When she heard it was nothing serious, Kerry said,
So it's nothing to worry about then. Touch wood.
touch wood. And this is a common superstition. We say touch wood and actually try to touch it to prevent bad luck, especially after saying something positive about the future. Of course, you might not be able to find something made of wood to tap it as you say it, so what you do instead is tap your head, touch wood. For example, I think you're going to click the like button, touch wood. The doctor said there's no magic bullet for this type of cough. There's no magic bullet for this, I'm afraid. And a magic bullet is a term for a simple, perfect solution that solves a very difficult problem instantly. For example, there's no magic bullet for learning a language. It takes practice. When the doctor offered advice, Kerry said,
Okay, I'm all ears.
I'm all ears. It's a friendly idiom that means you're ready and eager to listen to what someone else has to say. When he was talking about the cough medicine, the doctor suggested giving it a whirl. And if you give something a whirl, it's an informal, enthusiastic way to say try something out, especially if it's new. For example, I've never been skiing, but I'd love to give it a whirl. Kerry agreed with the doctor's advice by saying, it sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
This is a positive response. You can use it to show that you agree with the suggestion and are happy to go along with it. It sounds like a plan. If she wasn't any better in a few days, the doctor advised her to nip in and see him again. And to nip somewhere is a casual way to say you're going somewhere quickly and for a short time. For example, after I've finished recording this, I'm going to nip to the shops and buy some milk. Finally, Kerry said the doctor had put her mind at rest.
Thanks, doctor. You've put my mind at rest.
If someone or something puts your mind at rest, it stops you worrying about a problem. Now it's your turn to really improve your English speaking skills by taking part in that conversation yourself. Your words will appear on the screen as you need them, and for the best results, speak out loud. Hello, come on in, have a seat. What's brought you in to see me today? I see. A lingering cough after a cold is very common. When you cough, are you bringing up anything? Any phlegm? And how do you feel in yourself otherwise? Any fever, chest pain, or feeling breathless at all? Well, that's reassuring. It sounds very much like a pretty run-of-the-mill cough. The upshot is that your airways are just a bit oversensitive after that initial infection. I don't believe so. There's no magic bullet for this, I'm afraid. It's mostly a case of giving it time. But there are a few things that you can try to soothe it. Staying well hydrated always helps, and a simple honey and lemon drink can often work wonders. You could also try a simple cough medicine from the chemist, which is just a basic soothing syrup. It's worth giving a whirl. Good. I expect it will settle down on its own over the next week or two. If it's still bothering you in, say, 3 weeks' time, or if you start to feel unwell in any other way, then feel free to nip in and see me again. Not a problem. That's what I'm here for. So what's a good plan for you to do next? Well, if you want to keep learning real everyday British English, this video right here sounds like a plan. It's another conversation that will put your mind at rest about how to speak more naturally. Give it a click. I'll see you there.